It's your boy Itz-Beez-Da TrackStar and welcome back to Dancehall Masterclass. Picking up from where we left off in the last video where we added a bass line, go over a couple of little techniques to add in the bass line. Like I said, we're going to break this out on the mixer, I'll show you the right way, or really just not really the right way, but what we consider a proper way to break out a track on the mixer. So the first step to that is, if you are anything like me, you like organization, right? So how this session set up right now is very unorganized. We have the kick, clap, hi-hat, and we know those things. But outside of that, the synths that may use Nexus Expand, we have no idea what the actual preset is, you know what I mean? So if this session was for crash right now, and me load it up on a VST now load, I would have no idea of telling what preset I use. So what I always do before I get my tracks into the mixer is, firstly, I'm going to reset all of the volume and all of that stuff. Let's get a quick recap of the rhythm as is though. So I'll just play it with everything that's unmuted so we can get a quick refresher what the rhythm sound like. Then I'm going to reset all of the volume, rename all of the individual VSTs to the exact preset name, and then we'll get it onto the mixer and start basically getting a basic mix going. Alright, cool. So that's the beat. Let's get to resetting all these knobs and I'll see you in a few seconds. Alright, that's done. So let's unmute all these tracks. Now, like I said, I'm going to go through, click on each VST, get the preset name and rename the button to the exact preset. So I'm going to fast forward this section again. So I'll see you in a few seconds. Okay, cool. The last thing, let's get rid of some of these effects. So don't need a reverb on that bass. These effects are turned off. These effects are also turned off. I don't need this reverb and I don't need this reverb. So now, with all of that done, there's even a step further I like to go a lot of times. I like to, if you watch my videos on my regular channel, I like to color code my VSTs different from my regular kicks and my samples, but this is already color coded. I just typically like to go a step further and just do something custom, just do a gradient. It's not a requirement, it's not really that important, but that's just another thing that you could do if you so wish. So the last thing I do before I break this out onto the mixer is I select every track just as is like that, and it's easy. All I have to do is click and then click again. It will highlight everything with this green button. But if you can see, the sampler is also selected. So right click on that green button and it gets rid of it. Then the next thing is to left click on the first mixer track here. And if you hold Control, Shift and press L, it will break out everything into the mixer starting from the selected track. So if I play it now, everything has its own mixer track. And of course, I raised the volume levels back to where it was in the beginning, so it's much louder. There's also another shortcut if you want to switch the view from the VU meter or from the LED metering to a waveform. You press Alt and W. And now we have waveforms showing up. Sometimes I do that just because I think it looks cool, but it's not anything to do with the quality of the sound. It's just more of a visual thing. So with all of that done, now we can basically get to, mixing the sounds and, kind of capturing that image that we had earlier. So I reset the pan and all of that stuff that I did earlier. So the balance that we had earlier is gone. It's not very hard to get it back. It's actually very easy. What I do in FL Studio 11, I cannot per se, highlight all of these. So we just drag these faders down to 0. Cool. Once we have done that, we basically start with the main melody, the backbone of the track, and you start to bring that up to a level that you think is good. To help me out with that, as a matter of fact, we load in, I'm going to use the Wave Candy. And basically all this is just a meter. We'll use it there. Just watch our levels. So the first thing we have is this piano. So as far as pianos go, they have a real sweet spot in the mid-range. It's a mid-range instrument. I'm going to use the stock FL Studio EQ. Let's bring up the step sequencer. So yeah, like I said, pianos are a very mid-range instrument. So it would do you good to, kind of bring out the mid-range. So first step, we filter out anything that we don't need. This is not an instrument that we are looking to for bass. So we will filter out all of that. Let's put this into high quality mode. And if you never knew, what high quality does is it gives you access to unique curves. So if I disengage and switch, let's say I switch this top to a low pass filter, right? If I were to change, as you can see, just by engaging high quality, I get a much steeper curve. You understand? So that's just something to keep in mind. This EQ is very good. It's very underrated. A lot of people don't give it the love that they should, but it's one of my favorite. So like I said, it's a very mid-range instrument, so we will exaggerate the mid-range a little bit. Right around here. I'm liking that. So it's just a matter of balance. Don't forget, it's the only instrument playing, so it's hard to say balance when you don't have anything to reference off of. So just get it to a good level that you like it, leave it there, and the more you add to it, the more you will adjust and see if that's a good level. Okay. Start bringing in another main instrument. Okay, we can start panning this instrument as well. So let's get it out. I believe we can make the mixer a little bit bigger. Yeah, there we go. We can use wide tracks. Cool. As it's very small. So. Cool. If we solo this out, it has a little bit of a low end and it's not as much, it's not really any need to treat it. The sound overall is like fine. For me, I don't have to treat it. I don't really feel like I need to do anything to it. Nice. So we also layered this sound with this thick and classic sound. So let's bring that in. Let's pan that as well. But this sound is has a lot of resonance, and that's to be expected. There's a bell in there somewhere. So easily, or an easy way to treat that is simply by EQing. So let's get this one off the screen. Let's boost. That's not it. There we go. So we can either do a shelf or we can do a low pass filter, which is a little bit more drastic, but could work. So let's put the resonance down. Yes, and that works perfectly. So let's listen back with the track. Never EQ in solo. I was doing that because I was getting rid of the resonance. So let's listen in the track and adjust if we need to. Just a little bit of a filter download, just to kind of get rid of some of the lower frequencies. Not because there is bass, but just to kind of get some clarity going. There is sound down there. It's not like I'm not doing this because I want to clean up anything. I'm doing it because I want to kind of have the focus on the like the mid range, you know, the sound that we want. I don't really care about the low end because we don't need it. Without the EQ, with the EQ, cool. So we got a nice, you know, flow going. Levels are about -14 right now. Of course, once we add kicks and stuff like that, it will go up. So let's do that. Let's add the kick, the hat, and the perks. Kick sounds good. I like it. But I'm also a fan of the thick kick. I like my kicks to really knock. So we achieved that. A few ways we can go about it. Hopefully by now you have downloaded this pack with the free EQ. So let's see if they have a parametric EQ in here. They have DJ. I don't think they have a parametric EQ. I haven't actually went through this, but yeah, I'm not sure. This is fine though. This is absolutely fine. So basically, what I'm going to do is I need something with a low and high pass. I don't think this EQ has that, so I cannot use it. I just use the stock EQ once again. And like I said, I need something with a high and a low pass. We don't have any presets, so this is like a good time to inform you that yes, every preset that I use, that I make, will be available for downloads as well. I deliberately, I don't know why I can't talk, deleted all of the presets. So we only have the default presets. So everything that I do, every preset that I make, like I said, it will be available for download. So I need a high and low pass filter preset. So I typically filter anything below about 40 hertz. In this case, I'll use 38, and anything above the highest frequency that the EQ can go. So in this case, anything above 20K. Actually, let's go a little bit lower, about 19.5. Filter out any of that stuff. It could be round, but I prefer for it to be as sharp as possible. So what we will do here is we'll go save preset, and I will go high-low filter. I just put high pass, low pass, and basically now we have this preset we can call on whenever. So this is a kick, so we'll go a little bit higher with this frequency. Okay, that's fine. And then what I will do is I'll boost at 60 hertz. That's where kicks typically live. Now I'll open the filter up a little bit, make the slope a little bit wider, and I'm going to filter out some of the tap in. And what that does is just gives that kick a nice punch to it, and it gives it a grit. It doesn't have that bright, clicky sound, you know what I mean? It just have that like a darkness to it with a lot of punch. So without the EQ, you know what I mean, it's just thin and weak. With the EQ, it's much louder, it's much more punchy. Cool, so let's bring that back in the track. You can balance it. Nice. Let's bring in the clap. Nice. We're bringing in the bass line now. Now, as you can see, when we bring in the bass, the kick kind of disappears. Why is that? Let's solo out the kick clap on the bass and take a listen. Yeah, so like I said, the kick typically kind of disappears when you bring in a bass line, right? And the reason for that is because the bass line and the kick, if I bring in an EQ on the bass, they typically live in the same exact frequency range. So as I can see, the bass is all the way down here. What I'm going to do is we're going to quickly right click and we're going to load our high and low pass filter to filter that out. Just to add some clarity, get rid of a little bit of mud in the bass. As you can hear, these notes are so low that the bass cannot even stay stable. Let's lower the velocity. Cool. Nice. As we are approaching 20 minutes in this video, I'll end it here and I'll continue working on the mix in the next video. As I said, I don't want these videos to be long. I didn't want these videos to be more than 10 minutes, but I know that mixing is a broad topic, so I try to expand as much as I can, but I don't want these videos to go too long. So I'll end this one here. We're almost at about 19 minutes and I'll continue on with the bass and the perks in the very next video and start the arrangement process as well. So thank you all for watching. See you in the next one.